Okay, hi. So I'm not that good at coding, but I found this website that you can literally use to connect whatever script you got to a database online using MySQL-connector. The website is free, I swear. It's great for like an assignment or for learning. Okay, so you go to Google and you type clever-cloud.com, and this will take you to their website. So once you go there, just select login and then go create an account. Then you give an email address. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, and then you create a password. Okay, so you do the terms and conditions. Then you do the verification here. So once you sign up with the email, you'll get what do you call it, a verification mail to your mail account. When you go there, then you verify your account. So once you do that, it should take you back to your Clever Cloud account. So Clever Cloud lets you create different resources, but in the case of a MySQL database, they refer to it as an add-on. So just select add-on from here. Then you just select the MySQL. Then you select the option. So you have 10 free MB, which is great actually if you are just using it for learning and for assignments or whatever. So okay, so then you go and select next. So you give a name to your database. So I'm gonna call it MyDB, and there you go. So now you have your database. You have the URL here, which is where your database is located on the web, and then you have the database name, username, and the password. Okay, great. So if you already have a script, you can just go to W3 Schools. They have some nice info on how to connect to your database, but feel free to follow through the video. Oh, and you need to have a MySQL connector installed on your device. I already have it, so I can't show it to you, but all you have to do is you just have to open a new terminal and you can just type pip install MySQL-connector, and once you enter, the installation should happen. So I'm going to show you some very basic MySQL functions. It's going to be very straightforward. So first I'm going to create a Python file. To do that, I'm going to use Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to open Visual Studio Code. Now you create a new file. So I'm going to name it MyDB, and then you save it as a .py file. Then you need to import the MySQL connector. So I'm just gonna type import MySQL.connector, and then you need to assign it the result. So just do mydb-mysql.connector.connect, means you say host, user, and the password, and the database. Okay, great. Now to test it, I'm just gonna do a print statement. Then you get the empty strings from the Clever Cloud. So I'm just gonna do that now. Okay, so you have the host, the user. So you do the same for the password and the database. Now what this is going to do is it's going to create an object which will let us execute the SQL operations like retrieving data, entering data, and well, you get the idea. So then you just run it. Nice, it works. So now we can do lots of stuff from here, but to keep it simple, I'm just going to show you how to do an insert, update, select, and delete. Okay, now if you go to Clever Cloud, there is an option PHP MyAdmin. This will help us gain visibility into the database. So just click it, and well, we haven't got anything in it yet. So you can use the website itself to create your data, but I'm going to show you how to do it from our script. Okay, so let's create a table. To do this, we need to create a cursor. So we type my cursor dash mydb.cursor. So this is going to let us execute our commands. Now to create the table, just do mycursor.execute, create table users. Then we need to have at least one column in our table, so we do name varchar 255, address varchar 255. So we have a name and address column with a max of 255 characters. Now if we run this and click php myadmin, we can see that a table called users has been created. But this isn't something that we normally do in standard database access code. Usually we just retrieve and delete data from existing tables anyway, so just for the sake of this video, we'll just create the table with Python. So if you just run it again, you will see an error. That's because the table you're trying to create already exists in the database. So let's drop it by typing mycursor.execute drop table if exists users. This will just ensure that we start with a clean state every time we run the script. Now if you run it, there is no users table. Let's insert some data into our table now. To do that, just type SQL equals insert into users, name, address, values, %s and %s. The %s marks are just going to act as placeholders for our values. We can then define the values by typing val equals Yuki Madagascar 21. Then we need to execute the statement. And we also need to commit the changes. Now if we run this and go back to our database, we can see that we have an entry in the users table. Okay, so now that we know how to do an insert, let's try updating something. To do that, just type SQL equals update users, set address equals Japan 908, where address equals Madagascar 21. And again, like before, we need to execute the statement using mycursor.execute and then also commit the changes. Now if we go to our database again, you will see that the address from Madagascar 21 to Japan has been updated. We can also use the select statement if we want to retrieve records from a table. So we type mycursor.execute select star from users. This will retrieve the records from the users table, and then we can fetch all the loop through the entries to print each entry. Now if we run it, we can see our entries. To delete a specific record, we can use the delete statement. So here if we type SQL equals delete from users, where name equals Yuki, and execute the statement using mycursor.execute and then also commit the changes. Now if we run it, we can see that there are no records in the table because we deleted them. So I think that should cover the basics of using MySQL Cloud Database and MySQL-connector module in Python. You should definitely experiment further. Thank you for watching.